If you're feeling chronically anxious, with the chaos of the world is seeping inside you, and you want to address it, but not through medication, you have come to the right place. I want to talk to you about ways that we can reduce our anxiety naturally through lifestyle modifications, some simple hacks to welcome more calm and less stress into our lives. So let's jump into the content. Maybe you've heard this axiom before: food is medicine. And this is the first place we can turn to. And it's not about having, pizza and French fries every night. Actually, it's to comfort us in the moment. It's actually the opposite. I know it can feel like a challenge or like a lot of stress to prepare fresh whole foods yourself. But I want you to know that doing the opposite, relying on processed convenience foods, foods that you might pick up in a drive-through. These are actually, even though they feel easy in the moment, they actually invite more stress and anxiety into our lives, even though the impact of that is not immediate. So, what am I talking about? Food and stress and anxiety are directly related. And here's what it looks like: blood sugar is the kind of underlying factor here. When our blood sugar is all over the place, it really sends our mood in the same direction. So, what we want to avoid is spikes in our blood sugar. When it's stable, that means stable mood. But what happens when our blood sugar spikes is eventually it's going to crash. Maybe you've experienced this before where you turn to something sweet that feels good and comforting in the moment and kind of lights up your taste buds and your brain. But, a half an hour or an hour later, you're like needing to take a serious nap. So that is your blood sugar crashing. So besides opening us up to possibilities for going into a pre-diabetic state through insulin resistance, what happens is those crashes, they also create more cravings, cause us to be more irritable and feel more anxious. So what we want to do is turn to as often as possible, the whole foods that are minimally processed, don't even have an ingredient label. And those are the things that really nourish us and welcome calm into our lives. So think of the food prep, the shopping, the planning. That is your investment in your own well-being, not just today and tomorrow, but really long term. Hey, in case we haven't met yet, my company is Y Powered Health Coaching, where it's all about up-leveling self-care for greater energy, lasting health, and lasting weight loss without any gimmicks or extremes. I've been doing this work for 12 years now. I'm Health Coach Gayle, and I'm certified by the American Council on Exercise, one of the leading backed science-based certifying organizations that's around. And I'm a certified whole health coach, personal fitness trainer, and behavior change specialist. And I help people be more intentional with their health habits, say no to diets, gimmicks, or extremes as they return to their happy weight. And I'm just simply passionate about what I do. So let's get back to the topic. The other lifestyle hack that I want to talk to you about today is movement. And what happens when we're feeling anxious? It's really our nervous system that's kind of all jumbled up that causes us to feel, tightness in our chest or our neck. That's a really common thing. We might be experiencing what might feel like irritable bowel symptoms, digestive upsets. We might be more prone to turn to what I call false friends, like alcohol or super sugary comfort like foods. These things do not help. What we want to do is figure out the ways to send a safety signal, if you will, to the nervous system. And besides the stress reducing properties of whole foods, we also have at our disposal invitation to be more active, not busy, but intentionally active. It's not about running a marathon or training for the Olympics. And I'm going to get into that more here in a moment, but every time we move, we're sending a signal of safety to our bodies. And what that can look like is, first, if you're just starting out and don't have a regular exercise routine, you can think small and build upon it. So, what I like to call incorporating exercise snacks into your everyday life, taking breaks from the screen, and doing push-ups on a counter, for example, would be a perfect exercise snack example. But starting wherever you are and building the habit of regular intentional movement into your life. They can be taking a walk around the block after each meal to help better manage blood sugar spikes. But what we want to do is recognize that it's our small daily efforts that truly are our superpower for incorporating any kind of lifestyle change, whether it's making those healthier food choices or getting and staying more physically active. So when we put these two together, as the original fitness guru Jack LaLanne so famously said, exercise is king and good nutrition is queen, and together you have a kingdom, and good health is truly in your hands. So if you are just starting out, or maybe you're battling, some illness, just think micro movements for those particularly hard days, for when you don't feel like you have time to do much at all. Just even if you're just sitting in your chair, you can flap your arms or do a little gentle twist or reach down to the ground and come back up. Do sit to stands out of your chair. Keep the muscles in good working order. You can even just something as simple as standing on one foot can strengthen your sense of balance and strengthen your ankles and make you less likely to fall. So they can all add up in a very positive, cumulative way. So the other thing to remember here is, with any change, we move rocks, not boulders. And when we take the rock and pick it up and move it to the other side of the room and set it down and do that one rock each day, it's not just a boulder, it turns into a mountain. So I invite you to think about one small step that you can incorporate this week. Make it so small, it hardly even requires any effort, because what we want to do is build success momentum in our change journey. And when you do it, celebrate it, reinforce it each day. And then, maybe after the first week, you make it just a little bit harder. Start with 5 minutes of walking, and then you can always turn that into 7 or 8 or 9. And just starting where you are is the most important. So one small step this week, one supportive habit, one protective boundary is how we can start building that mountain by moving those rocks. So it's important to understand that in this, there is no magic bullet. We want to minimize our reliance, ideally, on medication and make these lifestyle changes, but it does take effort. But the payoff is so big and lasting. I really want to encourage you to start where you are. And if you need any encouragement, please reach out to me. I love having conversations with people about shifting things, getting unstuck. There's no cost, no obligation, no judgment. Just DM me to connect. So the other thing I want to offer to you is this perspective. I have this infographic that I love sharing. It's about the healthy daily minimums and maximums. And if you think about minimizing the internal stress that you're experiencing, that maybe is coming from inflammation, for example, from the food that you're tending to eat, or whether we think about the outside things, minimizing our response to all the external stressors in the world. When we do those two things, we really can feel more balanced and less anxious. So this healthy daily minimums and maximums infographic, I'd love to share it with you. Just comment daily and I'll send it to you. You can print it, throw it up on your refrigerator and reference it. But these are reference points by major health organizations, Diabetes Association, Heart Association, etc., about how much daily sleep we need, how much hydration, how much movement, our food choices, minimizing added sugar, these things. So they're all very well researched, documented things that help us stay in balance. It's when we're out of balance, with our minds and our bodies, and it's also connected. When we're out of balance, that's when we really feel the stress, because our bodies are always trying to find that balanced homeostasis kind of state. So this is a good way to do that. So just kind of in closing, I want to say that the if you think of your physical wellness, your body as the soil, and when it is healthy, the weeds of disease, anxiety, and other things, the negative stuff that bring us down, they're a whole lot less likely to thrive. So investing in creating healthy soil within you is huge, huge ROI. So I'd love to stay connected with you. Two really easy ways to do that. Follow me on social media, Health Coach Gayle, and also on Zoom, wherever you are. I do a weekly laughter yoga on Tuesday nights from 6:30 to 7 p.m. Central Time on Zoom, and would love for you to join. It is so much fun. It gives us an immunity boost and a mood lift. So many positives, and just reach out to me if you'd like to join that. And there's no cost at all. Just DM me at this number. So I want to say thank you for joining me today, and remember that together we can. Bye for now.